Alright, welcome to today's lesson, which would be covering surface areas of pyramids and cones. Today you will find the lateral and surface areas of pyramids and cones. We'll kind of keep this simple, but we'll see what we've got here. Alright, so we've got what is a pyramid. A regular pyramid is a base that has a regular polygon. In other words, it could be a square, it could be a pentagon, but the sides would all be the same. And that's what I'm going to stick with, okay? And the lateral faces are congruent isosceles triangles. The height of each lateral face is called a slant height. Okay, so in other words, the diagonal line that goes down, not straight from the top straight to the center, but along the sides like that, that is called a slant height. And that's actually the very important height here. Okay, because on a pyramid, the lateral area is 1/2 the perimeter times the slant height. And the surface area is 1/2 the perimeter times slant height plus the area of the base. So you have to figure out what the area of the base is. So, how would I approach this? Well, let's look at an example here. So here's a square pyramid. And that I would identify what I got here first. Okay, so the square pyramid, that means the perimeter is 4 times 4, because there's 4 sides that are 4 inches long, so 4 times 4 is 16. That's the perimeter. The slant height is that number going along the side, that's 6. And then you could also identify the area of the base. Since it's a square, it's 4 times 4, which is 16. So, how do I get the lateral area? Lateral area, again, is just 1/2 the perimeter times the slant height. So 1/2 of 16 times 6, which should be 48 inches squared. Surface area would be that same thing, the lateral area, plus the area of the base, which we already established is 16. So I would say the 48 plus the 16, or 1/2 of 16 times 6 plus 16, and get 64 inches squared. Easy peasy. Let me give you a slightly more difficult one. Here is a hexagonal pyramid. There's that turn. Yes. Okay, so here I've got 6 sides of 5 centimeters each. So that means 6 times 5. That perimeter is 30 centimeters. The slant height is 8. And the area of the base, I would have to give you the apothem on something like this again. So here the apothem is 4.3. And if you look back at your note sheets, the area of the base is, the area of a hexagon is 1/2 of the apothem times the perimeter, or the perimeter times the apothem. So that would give me about 64.5. So then the lateral area is 1/2 the perimeter times slant height, which is 120. And the surface area would be that 120 plus the 64.5, and that would give me 184.5. And that's really about as difficult as I want to get with this right now, okay? So, let's look at a cone. There are different types of cones. We're going to mostly focus on a right cone, which would probably be something like this. And again, notice we got to worry about the slant height, and we need a radius. Those are going to be our big things, because the formulas for the cones are pi times r times L. In other words, pi times the radius times the slant height. And the surface area would be the the lateral area plus pi r squared, the area of the base. So if I got something like this, here's one where I go tricky. Oh no, I don't know what to do. So, again, 14.8 is the diameter. I need a radius. So the radius here would be phooey. I hate that bell. It's too loud. Scary. Anyways, 14.8 divided by 2, which would be 7.4 centimeters. Slant height is 15, and that gives me pretty much all the information I need, because the lateral area is just the slant height, pi times the slant height times the radius. That gives me about 348.7. And then the surface area would just be pi, that's lateral area, plus pi r squared. And again, you can type all that into a calculator, make it easy peasy. Go from there, and you get 520.8 centimeters squared. And that's really about it, guys. I don't want to make this complicated. It doesn't need to be complicated. You kind of see how this would work. So there you go. We are done. We'll talk about maybe some composite figures with that later. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for your time. Y'all take care.